Michael Saylor is talking his book, all right? The guy sells stock and pref shares and debt and then buys Bitcoin with it. The stock trades at twice the value of the inherent Bitcoin. That smells like something that ain't gonna work long term.
Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary slams Michael Saylor, says a strategic Bitcoin reserve will never happen.
I like the guy, but it has nothing to do with strategic reserve of Bitcoin, which will never happen because we'll never get buy-off on a bipartisan basis.
Yet he is still bullish on crypto, says crypto will be the 12th sector of the economy. We also have Ethereum's biggest upgrade in years. This affects you if you hold Ethereum, as well as the latest altcoin news. Watch today's entire video and click subscribe to Altcoin Daily for an edge investing in crypto with one video per day keeping you informed.
What will happen will be a stablecoin bill that will allow the American dollar to be digitized all around the world.
So Kevin O'Leary accuses Michael Saylor of just talking his book, and the reason he says that a strategic Bitcoin reserve will never happen is because it'll never get both Democratic and Republican support. May I remind you that the United States already has, because of an executive order, a strategic Bitcoin reserve which just says we're going to keep the Bitcoin the United States already has. That's already happened. What Kevin is saying, we won't buy any more, meaning the Cynthia Lummis Bitcoin bill, which is already going through Congress, which is to have the United States buy 200,000 Bitcoin annually for 5 years, hold that for at least 20 years, and not use any taxpayer money.
We wouldn't have to spend any new dollars. We have reserves at our 12 Federal Reserve banks, including gold certificates that could be converted to current fair market value. They're held at their 1970s value on the books, and then sell them into Bitcoin. That way, we wouldn't have to use any new dollars.
Just sell a little gold that we already own to buy the Bitcoin. Kevin O'Leary says that's not going to happen. And for perspective, looking at the lawmakers who would have to pass that law, in the House of Representatives, pro-crypto candidates that are already elected, they have a clear majority. In the House of Representatives, that bill will get passed, in my opinion. In the Senate, it's a lot closer. 16 pro-crypto candidates elected versus 12 anti-crypto candidates elected. It'll be close. It will be close. Nobody's saying it won't. But very quickly, this just happened today. New Hampshire Governor Kelly Ayotte signs a bill into law allowing the state to invest in Bitcoin. So the states are taking matters into their own hands, saying we'll buy the Bitcoin for the benefits for our state. New Hampshire is the very first one to officially pass this. And what this means for you and me, if you live in New Hampshire, the New Hampshire bill allows the investment of up to 5% of public funds in digital assets that have at least $500 billion in market capitalization, currently leaving Bitcoin as the only qualified asset, meaning they're not going to invest in low-cap meme coin garbage. They want already established cryptos to put into their treasury. Right now, Bitcoin is the only crypto that qualifies, although if Ethereum a little bit over doubles or goes back to its all-time high, then Ethereum will absolutely qualify. And now that this is passed, they can start officially buying in 60 days from today. Kevin O'Leary says the national Bitcoin buying, that's not going to happen. According to him, the US is more likely to pass a stablecoin law that enables digital dollars to move globally at minimal cost. Now, he did disclose ownership in USDC, the stablecoin issuer, and emphasize, in Circle really, which is the company behind USDC, and emphasized that moving dollars with stablecoins would cost 1 basis point compared to the 2% in fees traditional banks charge. And read between the lines. You subscribe to Altcoin Daily for perspective on the market, and Kevin O'Leary is the king of talking his book. He says he's invested in stablecoin issuers, specifically USDC, and that's the thing that's going to happen, the thing that he's invested in.
What will happen will be a stablecoin bill that will allow the American dollar to be digitized all around the world. USDC, of which I'm a shareholder, so I'm just disclosing, but there's others, will get a law that says if you can prove that you can take $1 trillion US and back them into a stablecoin like USDC or anything else we can trade that all around the world, because let me tell you something. Every commodity on earth, including all those ones up in Canada, are traded in US dollars. And the cost of transferring US dollars from one country to another is prohibitive, and it's held by the banks. So Jamie Dimon never wants to see this happen because he sucks 2% out of you in fees. And so that's never going to, if you did a USDC, it's 1 basis point of cost to move the US dollar around the world. So that's going to happen.
And always follow the money. I did a bit of digging. I did some research and found out exactly what Kevin O'Leary is invested in. And out of his entire portfolio, he has about a 19% allocation in the crypto sector. He's mostly invested in the infrastructure, meaning companies in crypto versus the actual crypto, although he's invested in both. That includes direct exposure to crypto and shares in major crypto exchanges like Coinbase, Robinhood, and WonderFi. So he's invested in US crypto exchanges and Canada, and this does show us that he has invested interest. He wants crypto to succeed, and he's put his money where his mouth is. And then also for yield, he favors USDC, the stablecoin, over bank deposits. The yield on that this morning is 3.822%. That's better than a savings account. So follow the money. He's talking his book. He says the stablecoin bill will get passed, which I do agree with. But also he's not into the Bitcoin ETFs, but he is just into Bitcoin. I never understood why anybody would buy Bitcoin in an ETF and pay fees. That's insane. If you want vol on crypto, just buy Bitcoin. But in terms of being so heavily allocated in the infrastructure, that's why he's optimistic about stablecoin legislation in the United States, which he expects to pass soon. If that happens, he said, you want to own the exchanges. AKA, and I don't fault him for this, everybody does this, it's not illegal, but AKA, he's just talking his book. Also, I do think the stablecoin bill will get passed. It is common consensus that the stablecoin bill will actually get passed before August. It's sort of the no-brainer legislation to pass. The update today is this: stablecoin regulation is getting closer to reality. Despite some Senate pushback, the bill is still likely to pass, signaling major progress for crypto legitimacy in the United States. So some Democratic senators pushed back, not to say no, just to say, hey, let's update some of this language for some of this. A decision by 9 Senate Democrats to voice concerns with the Senate's Genius Act, including 4 that voted in favor of the bill in committee, is more of a hiccup than a serious threat to its passage. Democratic demands to include tougher language on anti-money laundering and security can likely be met with additional negotiations, so they're still just working to specify the language. Our thesis: though the US cryptocurrency industry operates in uncertain regulatory space, bipartisan support might eventually be found, clearing the murk for stablecoins potentially this year. We think a deal involving stablecoins being backed 100% by high-quality liquid assets and under federal or state regulation, as found in the Genius Act, is feasible, yet legislation may be delayed among broader policy discussions. So Kevin O'Leary is right about this. I'll keep you updated about Bitcoin, but the biggest upgrade for Ethereum in years is happening. If you hold Ethereum, this affects you. Ethereum set for major overhaul with Pectra upgrade on May 7th. And in layman's terms, this is good for Ethereum. This will update scalability, efficiency, user experience. But the 2 specific things that will change: a centerpiece of the Pectra upgrade is EIP 7702, an important step towards account abstraction. So this is what improves user experience. This proposal enables external owned accounts, EOAs, to function more like smart contracts, unlocking features such as transaction batching, gas fee sponsorship, which allows users to pay gas in tokens other than Ethereum, and more flexible account recovery mechanisms. So account abstraction is huge for user experience, very much needed. This is something similar to what other ETH competitors like Solana, like Supra, like Sui already have something like this. So it's good Ethereum is catching up. These enhancements are expected to make Ethereum wallets far more user-friendly, reducing friction for both new and experienced users. And then the second big upgrade out of 2 is EIP 7251. It raises the staking limit for validators from 32 ETH to now 2,048 Ethereum. This reform is particularly beneficial for institutional participants and large-scale stakers, allowing them to operate more efficiently by reducing the number of validator nodes they need to manage. So right now, if an institutional player like BlackRock, for example, wanted to stake their Ethereum, they would need to just have many, many different validators, 32 ETH, 32 ETH, 32 ETH, for hundreds of validators. Now they can just have one filled with 2,048 Ethereum. So in a way, this does make Ethereum staking more centralized, yet opens up the floodgates for institutionals to buy, accumulate, and stake. This Ethereum upgrade happens on May 7th. As I get more information, I will keep you updated. In altcoin news, anybody using the SwissBorg exchange, which is regulated, one of the more popular centralized exchanges globally, a trading competition with XBorg is happening through the SwissBorg app. So if you hold XBorg, which if you're into crypto gaming, I think a lot of you do, you can buy and trade XBG to climb the leaderboard and win your share of over 2 million XBG. There's no reason that somebody from the Altcoin Daily audience can't win this, earn this. Live on the XBG portal and SwissBorg app now, all trading fees will be used to buy back XBG. Again, I know a lot of you guys are already using SwissBorg, so if you're using it anyway, definitely cool to know you can earn some XBG in the process. The competition is live for 2 weeks. And looking at what's new with Supra, many people call Supra the next Solana or the next Sui. The news today is this: Supra AutoFi launches first fully on-chain automation solution, meaning Supra has officially launched AutoFi in the crypto industry. This is a first of its kind. This is a major announcement. And this revolutionizes on-chain automation. Before, for all other or most other L1 blockchains, all this stuff happened off-chain, or at least it wasn't automated so efficiently on-chain. This changes things. Supra's AutoFi is a novel approach that brings advanced, reliable automation directly on-chain. Now, while the traditional DeFi protocols usually rely on off-chain bots or centralized oracles to facilitate liquidation, rewards, or rebalances, these methods might lead to latency, security vulnerabilities, and more. Obviously, it's always better if things can happen on-chain, because on-chain is decentralized. When you have to go off-chain, that leads to more centralization and manipulation. That is why Supra's AutoFi eliminates these pain points by offering a fully decentralized automation process to the developers and users. Hence, with Supra's AutoFi, users can set the tasks, monitor, and execute within the blockchain, ensuring trust, speed, and transparency. So again, huge piece of news, huge game changer for crypto, and this is real-time automation with 0 block delay, and that means, that is, once the conditions are met of a smart contract, its automation logic will be executed within the same block instantly. Do not sleep on Supra. As I get more info, I will keep you updated. Be sure to grab your tickets to the Bitcoin Conference Vegas. Only a few weeks left. Use code ALTCOINDAILY for 10% off your ticket.